start. SAP R by 3. Who will tell me what is R? Anybody? R means? Anybody? What is R?
Real time.
Very good. Thank you so much. So real time data exchange, right? Real time data exchange. 3 means 3-tier architecture. Right? So this is what we call SAP means system applications and products in data processing. So R means real-time data exchange. 3 means 3-tier architecture. So let's start, guys. What is 3-tier architecture? So now we have 3 layers actually. One is presentation layer. The first layer is presentation layer. This is what the layer that you see. You don't see the application layer. Okay, so you don't need to worry about too much about application layer. You should know how to talk to application layer using the presentation layer, right? So the next layer is application layer. Okay, and then the last layer is database layer. Okay, what is each and every layer we'll understand today's session. What is the use of these layers? We'll understand today. Okay, the last layer is DB, where our data will be stored for permanent basis. Okay, where our data will be stored for permanent basis. So the first one is application layer, sorry, presentation layer. So what is the use of presentation layer? Okay, guys, I'll just take a simple example of your computer. So if you want to tell your RAM or your processor to execute some task, from where you're going to tell the system, where you will be seeing, and from where you will be telling your processor or laptop, what are the input devices that we have? We have keyboard and then we have mouse, right? For inputting any data to your RAM or computer to tell the system that please do this task. Everyone agree? Guys, do you agree? This is how we are going to tell the system, right? From your keyboard, or else you're going to supply some commands from the keyboard or from your mouse. Okay, how do you see where you need to click? You will be clicking on the screen. By seeing screen, you will click on that, right? The same way, guys, if you want to send any request to the application layer, okay, we also have these layers. Okay, so the presentation layer, okay, like in SAP we have the presentation layer as SAP GUI. Okay, don't worry about this. We'll see more about this in one session. I'm going to explain everything about SAP GUI. How do you install, you add the servers, no need to worry. See, now I'm going to enter my user ID and then password. Okay, you see, I'm going to enter my user ID and password. That means I'm making request to the system. So I'll just enter /NVA05. See here, I'm entering some data here and clicking on the enter button. That means I'm sending and request. I'm the user here. Okay, so I'm the user. What I'm doing, I'm sending the request to the application layer. Okay, through presentation layer. Okay, presentation layer is a graphical user interface. We call it as SAP GUI. Okay, so this is me, and then I'm sending the request to the application layer, right? So how? With the help of presentation layer, what I'm doing, I'm sending request. Okay, so once the request has been executed, even that application layer sending the results back to me, and it is displaying it in the presentation layer so that I can see what is happening. See, now I click on this button. That means I'm sending request to the application layer to give me the results of the sales order which are exist in the system. This is a program which displays the sales order. See here. So once I click on execute button, so what is happening here? I'm making request to the application layer. I'm telling to system that please execute. Okay, I'm telling to system through the presentation layer that please execute this program. Okay, so this program will check, is there any data required for processing? Okay, if data is required, so again it will establish connection to the database. So in the database table you have the data, and then it will go here, and then it will fetch the data, and then this program will process it, and then it will again send back the result to you. This is what going to happen. Okay, so this is what going to happen, guys. Each layers are interconnected. Okay, interconnected. All the layers are interconnected. Okay, so your presentation layer is SAP GUI here. Okay, what we are going to use? Presentation layer, SAP GUI. Okay, GUI full form, graphical graphical user interface. The full form of GUI is graphical user interface. This is what the full form of SAP GUI. Okay, GUI, graphical user interface. With help of this graphical user interface, you're going to send the request to the application layer. So this layer, the ABAP layer or the application layer you call, this is going to execute your ABAP programs. Here you will have ABAP programs. This is going to run ABAP programs. Okay, this layer will execute or run ABAP programs. Understood, guys? What is presentation layer? Anybody, any doubts? Presentation layer is used for sending the request to the application layer. Okay, this is you. You're going to make request to the application layer with the help of presentation layer. Anybody, any doubts so far? Are you clear, everyone? Guys, is this clear to you? All of you understood what is presentation layer?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay, very good. So now, see guys, this is a presentation layer. We'll discuss more about this in the SAP GUI overview session. Okay, maybe in another 2 or 3 sessions, we'll discuss more about this. How do I navigate? What are the use of transaction code? What is the program? Okay, everything I'll explain it to you. Okay, this is how it looks like so far. See, the representation, graphical elements are there here. So for representing your actions, okay, whatever the actions, you click on this button, action happens behind the scene. Okay, it executes the program in application layer. Okay, see, this is how the application is being represented to you. Okay, with the graphical graphs. So now what types of presentation layers we have? Okay, there are 3 types of presentation layers. Okay, there are 3 types of presentation layers. What are the types of presentation layers we have? The first one is SAP GUI for Windows. Okay, so SAP GUI for HTML. Okay, SAP GUI for Java. These are the 3 types of presentation layers we have in SAP. The first one, okay, so is for Windows. Okay, like I'm using Windows, you see here. Okay, so you see I'm using Windows. Okay, so I'm using Windows to connect to connect to application layer from the Windows system. Okay, to connect to application layer from the Windows system, what you're going to do, you're going to use SAP GUI for Windows. Okay, you're going to use SAP GUI for Windows. Okay, if you want to connect this application layer for SAP GUI for HTML, SAP also gives an option SAP GUI for HTML. Guys, this doesn't have the features like our SAP GUI for Windows has. Okay, SAP GUI Windows has so many features, but this too doesn't have that many features. Okay, so for SAP GUI for Java, let's say you're using Mac system. Okay, Mac system. In that case, you need to install this SAP GUI for Java in your laptop to connect to the application layer. These are the three different SAP GUIs that you're going to use for connecting to the application layer. Understood, everybody? The types of SAP GUIs you have. Guys, understood everyone? The types of SAP GUI.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So now, and one more thing. Okay, so how do you release or okay, so let's discuss regarding upgrade about this in the later point of time. Let's not discuss upgrade and all right now. Okay, we'll discuss later. Okay, next one is application layer. Okay, so this is our application layer. Okay, so this is where our ABAP programs are going to execute. This is our application. Let me just move this little to the center so that I can get more space. Okay, this is our application layer. So just do one thing. Okay, so this is where our ABAP programs are going to run. Here we have components, guys. We have so many components in the application layer. So what are those components? Okay, so when you connect, okay, so when you connect to this application layer, what happens? Okay, so there is a component called dispatcher in the application layer. There's a component called dispatcher. Let's see what is this dispatcher is going to do. Okay, so there's a component here in the application layer called dispatcher. Okay, so dispatcher, what is this dispatcher? We'll see. just okay, dispatcher. Okay, so again, some more components under this. Okay, first let's see what are the components that you see, the important components, and then we'll discuss. And then you have some more work processors. It's a dialog work processor, and then you have background work processor. What are these? We'll see. Okay, don't worry, we'll see this. Then you have background. So then you have update. Okay, so then you have Spool. Okay, these are the 4 types of work processors that you have in your system. Okay, in any system. Okay, in any system, 4 types of work processors. Okay, dialog, background, update. Okay, this is a dispatcher. Okay, so guys, I have a question for you now. Okay, let's say you're working in a company. Okay, and then you're working under any manager or any boss. What is your boss or your manager is going to do in a company? What they will do? Who will tell me what they are going to do in a company? Anybody? Guys, anybody? What they will do? What they will do? People who are working under him, he will say, yes, please, go ahead. Yes. So, yeah, what they're going to do.
Yeah, he will assign work and he will assist what we're going to do. So
Yes, he's going to assign the work, right? He's going to tell what you need to do, right? So what is your roles, what you need to do? He may assign some work to you, correct? You need to execute that work. You need to complete that work, correct? Agree, everybody? Everyone agree with that? That's what your manager or your team leads will be doing, right? Even, of course, they will also do some work. Just an example I'm just taking so that it will more related to the dispatcher. Guys, the same way here, the dispatcher also, the role of the dispatcher is also assigning the work processors. Okay, so like your manager assign the work in your company for you. Okay, your dispatcher will also assign the work to the work processor. It will inform the work processor what job it has to handle. Okay, what it should handle, what job it should execute, what program it should execute. Okay, so what kind of programs it should execute. Okay, that's what this work dispatcher is going to do. Okay, dispatcher. Everyone understood what is dispatcher? Guys, everyone understood what is dispatcher? Is this clear to you, everyone?
Yes, sir.
The role of
So,
dispatcher. Yes, please.
so this is one of the component in
One of
this
the
ABAP,
component
in
in
this
the
layer.
application. Yes, one of the component. The role of dispatcher is to assign the work to work processors. Simple. Okay, assign the work to the work processors like your manager will do in a company. Okay, so then your what employees will do, who are working under managers, what they are going to do. If this manager assigns the work to this guy, then he will perform that task, right? Agree, everyone? He will perform the task, right? He will perform the task, right? Everyone agree? What work processors will do? Guys, this guy is a manager. He will assign the role. Okay, he'll assign the work to this work to his employees. So then this guy will execute, okay, perform the task. Okay, the same way here, the dispatcher will assign the work to the work processor. This work processors will perform the task. Okay, so here the dispatcher will assign the work to the work processor. This work processor will execute the work. Means basically it will execute the program. In short form, I'll just say WP. Okay, so work processors will execute the program. Okay, work processors will execute the program. Okay, understood what is dispatcher and what is work processors? Is this clear to everyone? Guys, understood what is dispatcher and then what is work processor? All of you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, where do you see the list of work processors in the system? Okay, so maybe I'll just show you right now. And don't worry now. Okay, maybe we'll discuss again on this topic later. I just want to show you. Where do you see? I have written dial D, the B, U, and then another one S, right? So what are these? See, where do you see the list of work processor in the system? Okay, to see the list of work processor transaction code. Okay, SM50. Okay, there's a transaction code that you're going to use, slash and SM50. Okay, SM50. So this is where you can see the list of work processors. See guys, BIA means dialog work processor, BTC means background work processor, UPD means update work processor. Okay, SPO means spool work processor. Okay guys, and also I will now show you, I have connected to the system. Okay, so where the server, the application server is being installed. Okay, I have also connected to the system where this layer, this application server is installed. Okay, so this is installed in another Windows server. You see here, just going to minimize this. See, this is installed in another Windows server. This is not a Windows 10 actually. This is Windows Server 2016. Okay, let me just check the property and show you. It is a server. It's not a Windows system. Okay, it is a server. Okay, let me just, where is this? Can I check this PC? I'll just right click here, say properties. Okay, see here, this is actually and server. Okay, see here guys, Windows Server 2019. It is a server, not a Windows. It's not just a Windows like you have Windows. It is not just a Windows. It is a server. Okay, it is a server where your application server is being installed. Your presentation layer is in your computer. You see, this is your Windows 10 home single language. This is operating system. Okay, so this is another one is server. This is also kind of operating system only, but it is more different than the Windows 10 or Windows 11 or Windows 8, Windows 7 you have. Okay, this is a server. You see, server, your application server is installed in another server. Okay, so this server, see guys, so I have installed, you can see, this is a system that we are connected to. I'll just expand this. This is the one, just expand. See guys, here I just expand this one. You see, you will be able to see some of the things. Even I can show you the, let me just double click on this. See guys, here is the dispatcher. Okay, so here is the dispatcher. So let me just come down, come back to the system. So now here, this is where you see processor list. Okay, so you're connected from SAP GUI, you're connected to the application. This will display the work processor list. Okay, so your disk is going to perform the task. Okay, your work processors, your dispatcher will assign the work. Okay, your work processors will perform those tasks. Okay, so here, next one is, what are the types of work processors we have? We have 4 types of work processors. Okay, we have 4 types of work processors. One is dialog work processor. Okay, let's say dialog WP. Okay, WP means work processor short form. Okay, so background WP, background work processor, and then update WP, and then your spool. Okay, these are the 4 types of work processors. What are the role of each and every work processor? Let's understand. Okay, what is the role of these work processors now? Okay, so now guys, when you execute, let's say you have the program, let's say let's take an VA05 slash VA05. Okay, so now this is the program. The moment I click on this execute button, I want to see the results. I want to see the output in front of me right now. The moment I execute, I am requesting the system, please give me the output right now. Okay, so right now, please display the output of this program. Okay, see here, output is coming. See, so in that case, if this kind of programs that you're going to execute, you want to see the output in front of you the moment you execute the program, then dispatcher will assign that work to the dialog work processor. Understood, everybody? This dialog work processors will take care of the screen sequence programs. Means you execute program, you want to see the screens, you want to see the output right now. Those kind of programs will be taken care by the dialog work processor. Is this clear to everyone? We can also call them as dialog request. Okay, we can also call it as dialog request. See, I execute this program, I want to see output right now in front of me. This kind of programs will be executed. This kind of task will be taken care by your dialog work processor. Is this clear to everyone? Anybody, any doubts here, guys? All of you clear? All of you clear? Is this clear to you?
Yes.
Clear to you? Okay. So handles the dialog, let's say dialog request. Okay, this handles the dialog request. Okay, so let's say, for example, we can say example. Okay, so what example we can give? Let's say requests are made through screens. Okay, requests are made through screens. So let's say just make it bold. Okay, so next one is background word processor. Okay, so what kind of programs this background word processors execute, guys? Let's say, for example, every month or every month and you will receive a salary from your company, or else if you are using an geo sim or any other sim, if your offer is going to expire in another 5 days, okay, so you will receive a notification. What do you think? Will there any person sitting behind the scene and sending the messages to you? What do you think? Is there any person sitting behind and sending those messages, checking whether your offer is going to expire in another 5 days or another month, and checking these things and sending messages to you? What do you think, guys? Will there any be person doing that for you? Send reminding messages, please recharge, your offer is going to expire. What do you think? No, right? It is really difficult, guys. You understand, right? It is really difficult. If you take Geo, there are millions and millions of subscribers are there, right? So it is really difficult to check each and everybody's offers every day and send those messages. Correct? Correct, guys? Everybody? Agree, everyone?
Yes.
Everyone agree, guys? It is really difficult. Okay, so those kind of programs, what we are going to do, we will schedule it as a background job. We'll schedule it as a background job. That means we'll tell the system, so you execute every day, or you execute immediately, or you execute every 5 minutes, execute every hour, execute every month, and send the salary to your employees. We're going to schedule those programs in a background mode. Okay, so those kind of background jobs, we call them as a background jobs. We'll discuss on our chapter background job monitoring chapter. We'll discuss about that. Okay, so those kind of programs will be executed by these background word processors where human interaction is not needed. Okay, so where human, even you can see here, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell the system execute in background. Okay, so I'll just provide some dummy printer and then I execute. Now you see something is coming, and then I see here I want to execute every day. I want to start today. Okay, I want to start today. So until from today I'm going to start this program. Okay, and then please stop tomorrow. Okay, stop this program tomorrow. I want to execute periodic values I provide here. So I want to execute a daily basis. On daily basis I want to check. So just select daily, save. Okay, from today and end it tomorrow. So you can select the timings also. Just select the, okay, and then just save. Start date in the past, it is telling me. Let me just put it is taking as 5. I'll just put it 6. Put tasks. Save. Start date in the past. What is today's date, guys? Why it is telling me an error? So let me just say 28 and 29. Start tomorrow. Let me just put that. Save. See, guys, I scheduled it as a background job. Did you see any output here? Did you see any output right now? No, right? I scheduled program in a background mode. So your application layer pick up that programs and it will take care. This work processor will pick up that program. Okay, automatically it will pick, and every day that program will execute, and then it will produce the outputs, produce the results. Okay, so this kind of programs will be executed by the background work processors. Anybody, any doubts here? Everyone clear? This is what we call background jobs. Okay, so this let's say handles background jobs. Okay, backgrounds. Very simple example, geo1. Okay, very simple example, geo1. Okay, let's say So program executes every day and send notification to subscribers where our software going to expire in another 5 days. Right, a simple example if you want to compare what kind of programs can be executed. Is this clear to all of you? What is background word processor? What kind of programs the background word processors execute? Anybody? Any doubts here? Is this clear to all of you? Guys, is this clear to all of you? What is dialog word processor? What is background word processor? Is this clear to all of you? Understood all of you? Guys, clear to you? Yes or no, please? Yes or no? Understood or not?
Yes, yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, thank you so much. So the next one is update word processor. Guys, you have the database table. Maybe this one I cannot show you maybe right now, but we'll see. Okay, when we the right topic comes, I'll show you. Okay, but this two anyways I can show you now. But when this anyways we will discuss more on this two again in our later classes. This is just a theory. Okay, just to give an idea what is 3-tier architecture. Okay, but we'll discuss more on them in the later sessions. Okay, so now update word processor. Just think that you have a database table. Just assume that you have the database table in the database. Okay, so where your data will be stored for permanent basis. Okay, in the database table, I'll just take example of on a table. Don't worry what is database table. Okay, so these are the tables are just used to store the data in a row and column basis. In a row and column manner, these tables will store the data. That's what database tables will do under the database. Okay, under the database, these tables will store the data. Okay, they will store the records. Okay, whatever your rows, your columns, they are going to store. Okay, so now let's say these are the records that you have. One minute. Okay, so no problem. Taking properly, no problem. So you have this database records, database table. Under DB table, you have some records. Okay, so here you have written update function models. Okay, you have written example. You have written an update function models. Okay, those update function models will be executed by these update word processors. Okay, so what they will do? They will modify or they will insert the new record to the database table, or they will delete the existing row from the database table. Okay, so or they will modify the existing row of the database table. Okay, so they will update, they will modify, they will insert this database table. Okay, basically they will do database table operation. Those kind of code will get executed, those kind of programs will get executed in the update word processors. We have update function models, we'll discuss when the function model topic will come, that time we'll discuss. Okay, so this is what update function model will do, update word processors will do. Okay, this kind of programs will be executed by update function models. Understood everybody? This will take care of your database table update. Is this clear to everyone? Anybody, any doubts? Everyone understood this one? Clear to all of you? All of you clear what update word processors will do?
Yeah, yes, sir. One small doubt.
Yes.
Here, so so you're saying that so in update workflows will do any kind of information we are updating in the system, either it is updating any tables or any customer data, anything.
Yes.
So it will take care of the update workflows. You meant to
Yes,
say.
to update any database tables, it will take update word processor. That also depends, guys, how you are going to write the code. Okay, so you need to tell the system that please execute them in update word processor. You need to call update function model in a separate task. In that time, it will use update word processors. Understood? It is also possible to update the data using dialog word processor. Okay, don't confuse now. I'll show you. Okay, in future classes, definitely I'll show you, debug and show you. Okay, it's up to you how you're going to, which word processor you're going to use for updating. Okay, up to the programmer. Okay, but the right practice is always to choose update work processor for updating the database tables. Understood?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now let me put, so let's say, so update work processor executes update function, or as let's say it will do, do database table updates. Okay, updates. That means you want to insert and record to the database table. Okay, you want to delete a row from a database table. Okay, you want to update an existing row from a database table. Okay, all these things will be taken care by the update work processors when you use the update function models. Okay, it also depends on you how you are going to execute the program. Okay, up to you. We'll see that in the future sessions. So the next one is the Spool work processor. Okay, so let me just navigate back to the screen and just go back. Look at this screen one more time to the SAP GUI. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to VA05. Don't worry, guys. So what is VA05? No need to worry right now. Let's see. Okay, this is a report. Okay, report program. What is report? No need to worry. We have separate chapter for that, guys. What I want to do, I want to print this report from SAP system. So I click on this print button. It is also asking me for which is the printer. What is the printer that you want to use for printing this? I'll just use a dummy printer right now. Okay, and then I execute. Okay, just execute. You see here, system has created and spool request. Do you see everyone, guys, here in the status bar? Everyone, do you see? It has created and spool request. See here, it has created and spool request. This spool request will be executed by your spool work processor. Okay, it will be executed with this spool request. Okay, what is this spool? This is an ID for printing your data. This is an ID that's printing for your data. Okay, we'll see more about this about SAP GUI so far. We have not yet covered anything today so far. See, guys, this is the spool number. This spool number will be taken care by your spool work processor. This will be executed by, this is an ID that you're going to supply for your spool work processor to execute and print the data in your printer, to take a printout, to print the data in the printer. Okay, this is a spool number that created ID that will be executed by the spool work processors. Basically, this handles if you want to print anything from SAP system. Okay, it will create the spool request. That spool request will be executed or taken care by the spool work processor. Understood, everyone? What is spool work processor? It handles the spool request. Okay, so for an example, okay, printing smart form from SAP, or printing smart form, or let's say anything, you print anything. Okay, printing smart form or report. Okay, anything you want to print from SAP, it will system create spool request. That spool request will be handled by your spool work processor. Is this clear to everyone? All the types of work processors and the users of work processors. Now you can see the list of work processors of SM50 transaction code. So I'm just covering right now because you just don't want to miss it in the future. So see here, spool, SPO means spool. UPD, there are 2 update work processors, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 background work processor, and around 10 dialog work processors. It also depends on system to system. Okay, and yeah, this also depends on system to system. So anybody, any doubts so far? Are everyone clear? Is this clear to all of you? All of you understood? Is this clear to all of you guys? All of you clear? So next, let's assume the capacity of this layer, this application layer, okay, this application server, I can say, the capacity of this application server, inside application layer, there can be many servers. That is possible. Okay, so that is possible. The capacity of this application server is to handle only 100 users. What will happen if thousands users are connecting, or 200 users are connecting to the same server at the same time. Let's say an example, you have an Android phone, okay, so with a 4 GB of RAM, okay, so you have installed an PUBG mobile game, right? So it requires 8 GB of RAM. Will your game execute smoothly, or it will start lagging? It will start hanging, lagging, right? What will happen, guys? Will it run smoothly?
No.
No, right? It will start hanging. Same way, guys. If one user, let's say the capacity of this application server is to handle only 100 users. At a time, 100 users can connect and perform their task. That's what the capacity, that's what the RAM, that's what the hardware configuration this application server has. If many users, if thousands users are connecting, in that case, this will not perform well. This will start hanging. In that case, it is also possible to increase the number of application servers. This is another advantage of three-tier architecture. Another advantage of three-tier architecture, it is possible to increase the number of servers. This is another advantage of three-tier architecture. This was not possible the two-tier architecture, but it is possible from three-tier architecture onwards. That's why SAP moved to three-tier architecture. Understood? It is possible to increase or add another server to your application layer. Okay, understood everybody? It is possible. Is this clear to you? Clear to you? It is possible. Understood all of you guys? Yes or no, please? Yes or no? Understood or not?
Yeah, understood, sir.
Understood? Okay, very good. So now you see there are two servers. When you make a request, which server has to pick the job? Which server has to execute your program? There are two dispatchers here, see? Which server has to execute your job, right? How system decides? For this, to communicating between these servers, these application servers, we also have a component called message server. This message server helps to communicate between application layer, application servers, I can say. It helps to communicate between application servers. This is what message server is going to do. What is message, guys? Why do you send messages to your friends, your family members? If they are far away, if they are little far from you, you want to inquire something. Basically, the reason behind sending messages or chatting with your friends is communication, right? That's what message is also going to do. Okay, it is also going to communicate. It will help to communicate between these two servers. Understood everybody? Is this clear for everyone? This server helps to communicate which work processor is which server now, which processor is free, which processor can take my task, right? So this kind of communications can be sent or helped by this server. This application component is going to help these servers to communicate with each other. Understood everyone, right? Like you communicate with your friends using messages, right? The same way here, this message server also helps to communicate with these two application servers. If there are multiple application servers, okay, this will communicate. This can be only one per the layer. This one layer application layer, this can be only one. Understood everybody? Clear everyone? What is message server? Another component. Everyone clear? This message server. This kind of communication can also be called as load balancing. Okay, it is balancing the load. It is balancing the request that is coming from the presentation layer to this application layer. It is distributing the work between the two application servers. This is called as load balancing. Understood? Yes or no, please? Yes or no? Is this clear to you, all
Yes,
of
sir.
you?
Yes.
Anybody, any doubts here? All of you clear? Yes or no, please? All of you clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So message server do load balance. It will handle the load balancing. Nothing but it also in simple word, if you say, okay, this is load balancing, it's in simple word. You can say that it helps to communicate between communicate between application guys, it's not that mandatory to know all the components of your application server. It's not our job. There are separate consultants for that. At least minimum knowledge we should have. Okay, that's what I'm going to share. Okay, so I'm not that expert in these layers and all, because I'm a ABAPer, I'm a programmer, right? You're also a programmer. We don't need to worry too much, but having little bit of knowledge will always help you, right? So that's why I'm sharing this. Next component. Okay, so now let me show you one more example. Okay, so now I'll just log into the system. Okay, let me log into the system. So what I'm going to do, I'll just go to let's say VA02 just to showcase some things. Okay, now see guys, one user logged into the system. Okay, one user logged into the system and then he started editing the sales order again. So now another user, I have only one user ID, so I'm using same user ID for login. Just think this is a different user. Okay, different user logging with different user ID. Okay, different user is logging system, and then what is doing again he will go to VA02 transaction code, and then he will start editing same sales order. You will also try to edit the same sales order. Now tell me, it should allow multiple users to edit the same sales order at the same time, or simultaneously, we can call it as. It should allow or not? Do you
Yeah,
want
it shouldn't
multiple
allow.
users to edit
No.
same sales orders? No, because this guy
No, it shouldn't
now
allow.
he will change it as 10, and then other login, if system allows, what he will do, log into he will enter that sales order number, he will go inside the sales order, then he will make that value to 15, and then both will save at the same time. Which value system should consider? Even if it consider the last request made by the last user, so and then this guy again will come to the sales order, and then he will say he entered 10, but here he is seeing 15 value. It will create inconsistency, right? System should not allow multiple users to edit the same document or the same program, whatever it is, whatever. I'm just taking an example. Okay, multiple users should not edit the same object at a time or same document at a time, right? System should not allow. Correct, everybody? See, it is allowing me to do that. See, it is telling me that even it is not allowing me to display that data from VA02. It is telling me that already another user is processing this one. Okay, you cannot do that. See, this is handling, right? This is handling, right? System is handling that. Okay, because of the lock objects. There is something called lock objects. We'll discuss in the data dictionary chapter. Okay, so because of the lock objects, you see system is throwing an error. Okay, so this kind of application locks can be handled by another component called NQ server. We have another component called NQ server. NQ server. This kind of applications locks can be handled by this NQ server. Is this clear to all of you? What is NQ server is doing here? The application there. Managing the application lock, right? It manages the application locks. It manages the application locks. Okay, correct, guys? Example. If you want to take an example, let's say system will not allow multiple user to edit the same document at the same time. System will not do that. System will not allow the same document at the same time. This kind of locks can be handled by the NQ server. You're going to send and lock to the NQ server when you start editing. Once any person enters into this screen, okay, in an edit mode, other users will not access because you have locked it. This NQ servers will take care of those things. Understood, everyone? What is NQ server? Clear to all of you guys? Understood? All of you understood what is
Yes,
NQ
sir.
server? Okay.
Yes.
The next component, ICM, Internet Communication Manager. The full form of ICM is Internet Communication Manager. Okay. So Internet Communication Manager, ICM. Okay. So let's ICM. Full form, Internet Communication Manager. Okay. So this component, any request that's made through the browser, HTTPS request made through the browser, this is the component that is going to handle those requests. Okay, this will handle HTTP or HTTPS request. Okay, so made through the browser. Example, any request made through browser. Okay, any request that you made through the browser. Okay, so let's say for example, you have an application, okay, which is running in a browser. Okay, you are requesting for the data. That is an HTTP request, right? So HTTP request. So let me just go to show you that maybe. One minute, guys. Let me show you so that you will have more clarity. What happened? Why it's not coming? Let me click on back. Yeah, it's working here anyways. Okay, just run an application, guys. See here, this is an application. Okay, I'm just going to execute in a browser. Just double click on this. Right, the server becomes slow. 1 minute, please. So what happens here? Well, once the request comes, any request comes from the browser. Okay, so in that case, what system will do? Okay, system will take that request, and then we have another dispatcher called web dispatcher. This is going to send that request to an web dispatcher. That web dispatcher will handle the request. Okay, like this one, we also have a web dispatcher. So the web dispatcher will take care of this HTTP and HTTPS request. Okay, so it is loading system. Okay, by the time, let's not waste the time. So one more component, okay, the important component that we have here is that gateway. Okay, let's discuss on that. Just move them a little up. We also have to increase the size of this box. That's okay, it's fine. Okay, so now I think we got the server is back. Okay, so now you see, guys, this is the request. See, HTTPS request. Okay, so I'm going to request for some data. Okay, see, this is an HTTPS request, right? You're running an application in a browser. Still, it is loading because it will take some time. For initial time, when you run an application, the initial time, it will definitely take some time. Anyway, it's fine, no problem. So, okay, so now here I'm going to enter my user ID and then my passport here. Then say log on. Okay, so then what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to see all the applications that are there in the system. It will load all the applications. See, this is an HTTP or HTTPS request. Okay, it is saying since it is HTTP, okay, it is saying not secure. System want to so what I'm doing basically, I'm making a request. I'm making a request to the system. Or let's say you also have the web SAP GUI for HTML for running your applications in the browser. Any request comes from this SAP GUI from HTML, this Internet Communication Manager will handle those. Understood, everyone? What is ICM? Internet request. Okay, understood, everybody? What is ICM? Are you clear, all of you guys? Understood ICM? Is this clear to all of you? Everyone?
Yes, it's clear. Yeah.
Clear to all of you? Okay, very good. So the next one is gateway server. Okay, simple example I just want to take, guys. Okay, let's take one example. My favorite all the time. Let's just take. Okay, so simple for comparing, right? Very simple for comparing. So let me just insert an house with a gate. Just take a house, the gate. Okay, I have one simple question for you now. Okay, okay, let's just assume that this is your house. Okay, just imagine. This is an assumption that you have to make. Yes, this is house. Let's take any of the house. Okay, this one looks very nice. Let me just insert this. Guys, tell me now, this is your house and you also have a gate for your house. If any unknown person will try to enter into your house, will you open your gate and ask him come and have lunch and go? Will you do that, or you will not at all open the gate for unknown people that you don't know? Will you open the gate for any unknown person, guys? Will you allow him to come and sit and play inside your park? Will you do that? Guys, will you do it? Yes or no, please? This is unknown person you don't know.
No,
Right?
no.
You're not going to do it, right? You're not going to allow them to enter into your house. You'll not allow them to come and play inside your park, inside this house, right? You're not going to do that. Same way, guys, in SAP system, if any system, any other system, unknown system, not trusted system, okay, if the system, this is possible, SAP, you can connect to different system using SAP. If the system doesn't know, if this system doesn't know the other system, there is no trusted RFC connection, okay. So in that case, this gateway servers will not allow them to connect anyways. Okay, this gateway server component is used to exchange the information between the multiple system, okay, with other systems also. This is what the use of the gateway servers. Okay, this server, okay, make sure that it has a trusted RFC connection, and then it helps else to exchange an RFC exchange the data between the RFC systems. Okay, means remote enabled systems with other system. Okay, so this server, this component, let's say this component enables a communication with an external system using the, or else let's say external system. This system enables the communication between enables with an external system if it knows. If this system know, yes, the another system that is trying to request for the data that is stored in this table, I know you have made a trusted RFC connection. In that case, it is going to allow to exchange or fetch data from your table, and it will supply it to that another system. Otherwise, it will not allow other system to come inside and access the data you have. Okay, like you don't allow unknown person to enter inside your house gate and don't allow them to play in your park, right? The same way, system will not allow, this gateway server will make sure only the trusted peoples or trusted systems are connecting to your SAP system and then exchanging the information. These are some of the components are important in an application layer that you should know. And now if I just go back to the the server, you see here the dispatcher you have, the gateway you have, the ICM you have. See some of the components you can see, even the ICM here, guys. So I don't have complete authorization to show everything because I'm not the admin who installed the server. Even I'm not a basis consultant, guys. I'm an ABAPer. Less need to worry, no need to worry too much about these things. Okay, so little bit of basic knowledge if you have on this topic, that's fine. Okay, I think this is more than enough for an ABAP consultant. Okay, more than enough for an ABAP consultant. Okay, so the last layer is database layer, DB layer. What DB layer will do? Database. What DB will do? Who will tell me? Anybody? What DB will do?
Stores the data.
It will store the data for permanent basis. Store the data. It will store the data, right? DB is going to store the data for permanent basis, correct? In the database tables. Okay, and also in the database you have another component called RDBMS, relational database management. Okay, what is that relational database management will do? Let's see. Let's say you have two database tables. Okay, you have two database tables. You want to create a relationship between these two tables. You want to create a relationship between these two database tables. In that case, that RDBMS will take care of managing those relationship. Relational database management system. The full form of RDBMS is relational database management system. This is RDBMS component that is there in the database for foreign key relationship. If you want to establish and foreign key relationship, this is the component that will help you. RDBMS. Okay, relational. Let me also put that here. RDBMS. The full form is relational database database management. Okay, relational database management, right? So RDBMS. So this will helps to maintain the. Some of the things I cannot show you right now, guys. It's dependent on the future topics that we discuss. Okay, so like foreign key relationship and all. Relationship between the database tables. That's it. This helps to maintain the foreign key relationship between the database tables. RDBMS. Let's say you want to, this is on your chat table and this is your foreign key table. You want to relate these two tables. You just want to make sure to MAK table. You don't want to insert the wrong data. Whenever you insert, you want to check that data is exist in this table or not. You're going to do the foreign key relationship. In that case, your RDBMS will help you to maintain that foreign key relationship. Understood, everyone? Is this clear to all of you? What is RDBMS? We'll discuss more on foreign key relationship in our upcoming class. Okay, so no need to worry too much today. No need to worry. Just an idea that you should have today. So where is that line went? Select for 1 minute. Let me insert the different color line. Just want to insert the color line properly. This one I just want it in the red color. Set it. Okay, so this is what RDBMS. I don't know. Okay, so I also need to send this database to the back. That's why it is not appearing. So now, okay, this is what RDBMS. Anybody, any doubts so far?